Welcome everyone. This is the first progression video I'm making on the long walk to Immortal video or series, I should say. So I've had a look online a bit, and I thought about what can I do with my time that I'm playing Dota, and I realized after looking around on social media and making some ranty posts myself, and then on subreddits like True Dota, getting out of Herald is quite a touchy subject. So what are we going to do with this series? We're going to document full gameplay, and the whole idea is to actually look at a real Herald player moving up in the ranks. So we're going to be doing these videos every few weeks or so, looking at how's it going. I'm not sure yet how often we're going to do it, but once every few weeks, once every few months maybe, and we can see how it goes. So the basis of the series is to get an actual look at someone who's trying to get out of Herald. I'm sure someone's documented their climb from Herald status up there to Immortal, but most of the time the people that do that, they've already achieved Immortal previously. And this is different. This is actually in real time documenting how someone progresses through the ranks. And to make it more authentic, we're going to do it raw. So in some of the previous gameplay videos you've seen I've posted already, you are going to see me rage, most likely. You're going to see me moan, and the whole idea behind this is to not only document what I change to become better, but also how I start absorbing the information that I learn. I mean, most of the time, one of the big issues I've always seen with people getting coaching is the coach is explaining information to the lower ranked player, but they fail to absorb it purely because their understanding of the game is at a certain point. So when you try and explain some new information to them, they don't quite absorb it realistically. And I do it myself. I mean, when one of my better friends tries to give me a tip, sometimes I'd accept it, but other times I say, but what about this, what about that? And I'm not going to cut that out. That would be defeating the purpose of the series. I want to document the full psychology of it, how you absorb information, how you adapt, how you learn new things on your own. And I think that's the beauty of the whole thing. So let's start looking at what we can see so far from my gameplay. If you look at my heroes, I haven't played too many games, but I don't have a specific best hero just yet. Pugna, by far, played him the most. I like him. I like the color green. It's obviously my favorite hero. Real technical analysis you're getting here. And I mean, Ogre Magi, some of the best sports. And yeah, so you can see not too many games on any of my specific heroes. Now, I started recording this some time ago, and I don't actually have any video editing skills. So in the time it took me to learn how to put this together, I've actually ranked up again. Now, when I originally calibrated my rank, I calibrated as Guardian 2. I pretty quickly fell, and at one point, I know some of you might be shocked to hear this, but it is possible to have an MMR of 140. So that was my low point. And since then I've adjusted my play a bit and started learning, and I've been to Guardian, back down, up to Guardian again. So in each case this was Guardian 1, I went straight back down to 500 MMR. Currently I'm sitting at a 910, which is my highest yet, but I won't quite accept my Guardian rank just yet until I've cracked the 1k mark. I think then I can actually say proudly I've escaped Herald Hell. So once I've reached that point, I'll have little fireworks on the screen and everything to celebrate that, but not there just yet, because the next step would be getting out of Guardian, and so on and so forth, until I join the elite Immortal group with unlimited power and unlimited confidence, and then I can, make a success of myself in my life one day. But back to the game. So there are two camps involved in this whole thing. There is the Get Good camp, which just says you're not really playing Dota yet. Please switch on your screen when you're playing. That should help you rank up a bit. And then you have what I call the Black Hole camp. And these people literally just say, wait to become uncalibrated, and then calibrate on the next season with a higher rank. Because if you're in Herald, you're not getting out of there. There's Smurfs, there's griefers, and you have to deal with your teammates, who are most likely and most definitely worse than you are. So let's get that part out of the way first. I'm not someone that believes I don't deserve my rank. I played StarCraft for quite some time, which is single player. So if you lose, you lost. You can't blame your teammates for that. And in most cases, when I was playing StarCraft, I'd always say, well, I'm better than my rank, until I eventually ranked up and I can look back at some of my replays and just feel like a real idiot. So I'm not gonna entertain that thought that my teammates are the reason. There are games where one or two of your teammates don't fulfill their role properly, and that contributes to your loss. But if you're truly that good, you should be able to solo carry the team to victory and deserve that coveted Immortal rank. And then there's clearly games where I'm the guy who's contributing mostly to the loss, especially considering I'm playing mostly mid, which I think is, at my current rank, probably the most impactful role in the game. But yeah, I mean, if you want to get better, you got to get better, and your rank is a true average of your skill. But you never know. I might just prove my detractors right by recalibrating the next season at a higher rank and just hitting Immortal within a week. You'll never know. But you'll see in my videos, I'm definitely not doing any of that. And when you see stuff you want to point out and help me correct it, I mean, sure, just comment on the video. I'll get back to you on that. I'll even mention it and make a point of focusing on it. So when I started recording the gameplay for this part, I had a look at my win rate, and I was caught on a bad losing streak. I was going on about a 30% win rate for about 2 weeks. And I mean, during those times, it could be really demotivating. And my tip for you there is, I think Jenkins recommended it, where you essentially play a best out of 3 every night with yourself. And if you lose 2 in a row, then take a break. Don't play again. But then again, there are times when you are winning and you got to strike while in the iron's hot. Got to earn that MMR, because eventually you're going to take a dip again. But in the end of the day, MMR is an average rating of your play. So let's start setting a baseline for what I am capable of, and we'll have a look at our stats. So first up, my win rate's trending down at the time of recording. Not surprised there. My KDA, kind of flat. You can't take much from that. I was playing mixed roles. However, my GPM on its way up, my XPM on its way up, and one of the more important things, last hitting is trending up. And when you're doing these kinds of things, you gotta focus on certain small aspects, and even most of the guides say you have to do that, and I truly believe that is one of the better ways to improve. So my recommendation would be, in these cases, is reduce your hero pool. Focus on a couple of heroes which you're going to get really good at, and then pick one gameplay aspect that you're going to try and focus on. Specifically in this case, I'm going to be focusing on last hits. Now, you saw my last hits just below 40 per 10, and partly that's because I played a serious amount of support, POS 5 mostly, and then I started feeling out of control of the games and not being able to control the pace, which I don't enjoy very much. So I decided to start playing mid. It did contribute to my last hitting, but a better friend of mine gave me a target of 100 last hits per 10 minutes. Now, here's the part where I said I'm going to tell you whether I agree with them or not. And I agree, both agree and disagree. Now, even he's indicated the first 10 minutes, it's impossible to get 100 last hits. But later on, you start ramping up your farming, and it'll definitely average out to above that. I mean, someone like Terrorblade, for instance, really fast farmer, and you can definitely achieve that. But I'm not going to kill myself if I don't do that initially. And you got to look at some reference points. So, for instance, I had a look at Thompson on both Morphling and um, Monkey King. And at the 10-minute mark, most of the time he's got on the dot 60. Now I'm not Thompson. I am Felder, and I can definitely not uh, achieve his consistency. I could probably do a couple of games where I have those many last hits at 10 minutes, but I think I'm going to set myself a target of 50. 50 last hits on the first 10 minutes with the goal of achieving 100 per 10 at the end of the game. So one of the things that was confusing me when I initially looked at my stats as they stand currently is everything's trending up, but my win rate's trending down. How does that make any sense? Well, sometimes you have bad luck. Other times you're focusing a bit too much on something, and other times you pick bad fights and you don't save for buyback. But those are all other aspects we can later on focus on when I've improved a little bit more. Because currently, for instance, counter picking, I have no idea what that is. I heard it tastes great, and the pros always talk about it. So if I can get my hands on some, then maybe I can improve my diet to actually get some wins. But sometimes you just got to grind a little bit and work on the things where you fall short on. Now, one of the main topics is who am I going to be playing during this period? So I decided the best idea is to have a little bit of versatility. Definitely at least have one melee hero. One that's a bit skill challenging. Now, skill challenging is another thing I'm not too sure about, so I had to go look at who I play and who in the community's opinion is one of the more skill intensive heroes. And the whole point of playing that was just to improve my mechanics in the game. Then I decided to go with range as well, and I wanted to focus on the game aspects that I have seen work at my rank. Fight fire with fire, not necessarily dress for the job you want, kind of strategy. And I think there's real merit in choosing heroes that are that more people play, because if they are familiar to your teammates, then they have a better idea of how to synergize it. So let's have a look at who I will be playing first, and I'm going to limit myself to 3 main heroes during this play. First one we're going to be looking at is Morphling. Now, Morphling is apparently one of the hardest people you can play. Why do I want to play him? Well, simply, he can solo carry. He can man up. He's relevant late game. It's not someone that drops off really. And he's mobile is one of the things I've enjoyed the most about certain heroes is mobility. Next up is Arc Warden. Arc Warden's got some really good aspects to him that I really like. He's a snowballer. He can definitely grow, get unkillable at one point. He can both carry damage and utility. I mean, he can get Bloodthorn and Decisive Vice, and it's a split pusher. And split pushing is a particular issue in low ranks. Then Magnus, he's in meta. People are familiar with him currently. He's someone they like playing with. He's a fast farmer, like seriously fast farmer, especially mid, and he provides good initiation. And in that combination of heroes, I feel I can fill any gap that I might find in my team, because that's the only drafting strategy that I currently apply, and that is look at what my team has. At my rank, most of the time mid picks last, sometimes safe lane. But my strategy is just to fill the gaps that the rest of my team's draft has led, whether it be catch, save, damage, tanking, whatever it may be. Now the basic idea is to just play those 3, focus on them, get really good at them. When I play ranked, I do play with quite a high delay. It's anything from 180 to 200, but it's not unplayable. Definitely not. Took some getting used to, but that's fine. In the rare occasion when I've played them too much and I get bored, or for some specific reason I don't want to pick a certain hero, let's say for instance Morphling because of the silence, I'll have bench heroes. Now one of the ones I've been recommended to play if you want to rank up is Legion Commander. Now Legion Commander mid could work, but I feel it's really meant for people who are significantly higher in skill than the people they are playing with. And if that's the truth, then you won't be there for long. Next up is Silence. Now I picked him purely for two reasons. Funnily enough, he's one of my higher win rate heroes, and pure damage is just something beautiful to play with. Second reason is, if you silence someone mid-fight, you just really mess up with their focus and their rhythm, and they actually don't know how to react. Now, when anyone who plays Herald knows when things get desperate, you got to do desperate things. So Sniper is definitely still on the table. And then the last one, Drow Ranger. She does really snowball, and it's just a fun hero to play, especially want to do some solo ganking. Just these bench heroes are intended for mixing things up a little bit when the grind gets too much. So that's it, guys. I'm going to focus on those 3 heroes, focus on last hitting mainly. And I mean, I'm still going to think of other gameplay aspects as I play, it's just natural. But I'll definitely not be focusing on them. And as I progress and improve on future progress videos, I'll change my current strategy, add some components, and see where I can get that way. The kind of things I'm currently thinking of is just laning, item builds, drafting. It's kind of endless. Most of the guys say there's 5 main aspects. What I'm going to work on is last hit. If I can last hit, I can cast my spells, and I can win games. That's the first step. And let's see, it's gotten me up to Guardian a couple of times so far. And when I start progressing, I'm going to hit a new wall. I really like the idea of how I'm dialing back on what I'm really focusing on. Definitely makes editing these videos a bit easier. And I think it actually helped my gameplay because I've definitely been on the uptrend the last while. And yeah, guys, I hope you join me on this journey. Let's see if we can prove if Herald really is unescapable hell or not. Or whether I just need to get good, and I think that's going to settle the argument for us. Anyways, if you like this, please subscribe. Apparently hitting the like button doesn't do anything, but wouldn't hurt to do it anyways. And I hope to see you guys join my channel and grow the community. Cheers, guys.